Today we're going to be looking at the NightHawk stainless steel. It's a longevity review. I had this now, I think, for about 2 years. I got maybe about 1,000 rounds, and somebody asked me, so how did the internals look? Well, let's just start with this right here. As you can see, when the slide catch starts engaging, you get a little dimple right here, if you can see it. There we go. So why is that happening is because the slide is racking just about, well, about here, and then the speed of the slide catch, it just catches like this. I even had the slide going further back, but then it still wouldn't catch. So this was the sweet spot. So my train of thought is what I'm going to do is just probably make this, mill it out a little bit more, have a bigger distance, so when it travels back, the slide catch is going to have enough time to go all the way to the top and engage like this instead of engaging like this. Yeah, great, right? Other than that, everything is fine. There were a few little hiccups that I had, and we're going to go over that right now. All right, let's take this one down. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Well, you know, the slide catch looks pretty good, undamaged, which is great. Again, around 1,000 rounds, I think, somewhere around that. All right, so one thing what happened was this thing right here was getting caught. If I would depress it, it would stay like that. And then when actually it happened one time, it was like this while I was playing out in the field, and this just fell out. I was super lucky that I was able to find it. So what did I have to do is just file the endings right here, and then also the inside, and then everything was fine. Did it happen again? No, it didn't. I think it must have had something to do with this right here. I have different buffers, which I got from, I think, Cow. I think that's what it was. And this was my preferred setup, which gives me the best lockup in the back. So I'm using 2 washers, then I'm using 1 rubber piece from RWA tech that came with it, and then I'm using 1 Cow buffer. And to take a look at this one, as you see, I mean, hardly any wear and tear. If you want to take a look at this one, looks pretty good too. Hardly any wear and tear, mostly dirt, oil. And all right, here we go. You can see some little wear and tear right here, but this is literally nothing. I mean, let's take a look at this. See, it hasn't even been deformed. It looks like just the paint came off just a tiny little bit. And remember, I'm running this on CO2 only, and I was playing in the Texan heat, 100-something Fahrenheit. This thing was kicking like crazy. So, that being said, it still looks damn good. I mean, this is insane if you think about it. And then here we go. There we go. All right, what did I do here? Teflon tape for barrel harmonics. How much does it really play in BB's airsoft? Probably nothing, but I just did it. And then this right here, I add that to it for stabilizer. So the inner barrel is a little bit more secure in there. It doesn't wobble too much once it's seated all the way in. But one thing I did mention in the video, in the previous one, that this is not as magnetic. Well, this isn't magnetic at all. And then, you know, stainless steel, this is hardly magnetic. However, I didn't know that some stainless steel apparently is not magnetic at all or very weak. So Red Wolf Airsoft told me that this is high quality, although it is very weak with the magnetic. And it seems like they were right. It is a very high quality product, high quality steel, because you can see here, no real deformation. I mean, look at the guide rails right here. It looks pretty damn good. I don't see any deformation. Let's take a look at this one. All right, no deformation here. I changed this to, oh my God, what was it? A low flow, I think cow or something like that. However, what I needed to do is I had to change here, the O-ring right here. So the O-ring that came with it, it was too weak on very hot days. That means that this O-ring would expand too much, come out of the ridge that it's seated in, and then it would just get caught like this. And then you have to break down the whole thing, put it back in there. You actually even have to take off this housing to be able to, well, put it back in, seat it in that real little groove right there. It was terrible. So I changed it to a little bigger one. And I think it's a, what is it, a 90, something like that, strength, what you use for hydraulics. And it works. I play in super hot weather and it's good. Now, you might think, well, if it stays like this, it's gonna be bad. So far, I haven't had any issues with it. Let's take a look at the nozzle. Are there any deformation right here? No, nothing. It looks pretty damn good. So, for me, it's working pretty good. All right, we took a look at this. Now, let's get to the guts of the pistol. The very important thing. So, for example, right here, how does that look? Looks pretty good. No deformation here. Let's look at the guide rails. What do we have here? What is this? Oh, it was just dirt. All right. It looks pretty good. All right. Looks all good. There we go. I mean, this is amazing if you think about it. No deformation after what, around 1,000 rounds, playing in the desert, in the Texan heat, and it's just, yeah, just dirt right here. Let's look from the top to any deformations. No, looks pretty damn good. All right, and then what do we have here with these little nipples, whatever you want to call them? It looks pretty good. It looks like just the paint came off just a tiny little bit, but that's about it. The hammer looks pretty good as well. Maybe, let's see. All right, so you can see where the hammer is hitting, right? It's hitting down here into this little plate. So let's take a look at that one. How does that look? You can see some slight little deformation. It has a tiny bit. Oh my God, I can't even feel it with the nail. It is so small, that little deformation. But it's good. I mean, is it worth 1,600? To me, it was. What else can we take a look at? I mean, this is basically it. This is all just from the outside. I don't really care too much about it. Maybe you care about this just to see how that is. I mean, yeah, still kind of like polished. Still looks good. So, is it a high quality pistol? Yes, it is. Can it withstand the heat, the crazy heat, 100 and something Fahrenheit? Yes, but remember, you have to change the O-ring in there. I also changed the nozzle, which I didn't like. So once I changed this with the O-ring, man, this gun is shooting pretty good, because before that I used to shoot, 5 rounds. It would have a huge cool, and it just wouldn't cycle as well. I'm like, what the heck, man? Oh, maybe because the steel slide is so heavy, but man, it was a bummer. But then when I changed to that, it just worked fantastically. So, I guess this is it, boys and girls. This is the sweet little NightHawk stainless steel, and she is a beaut. I love shooting with it. The recoil is still insane. She rocks, and I love her. And that's a big thing, because I am actually a Beretta guy. You guys have a good one.